Good morning, afternoon, Transtastic. My name is Kai, and I'm back after a little while. So I went traveling. I went to France, which I kind of talked about. I think I talked about the fact that I was going. And on my personal channel, I'll probably make a longer video about traveling. And then I was sick for a little bit and sad, so it was kind of difficult to try and film a video. But I'm here again. A little update in my life. I am currently the stage manager for a production that's going on in my school, which is pretty cool. So I've been really busy. In fact, tomorrow I have to go in and sit through a lot of rehearsals. So yay. Oh. Anyway, this week's topic is like what books we're reading, which I was really happy about because I was actually just about to upload a video about books on my personal channel. It's specifically like trans positive books that I've read. So currently my kind of school book, my school is this thing where you have like options from our library and you choose a book, and every Friday we go to the library and we read whatever book we have. So currently my book is A Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I'm honestly on like the second page of it, but the writing is so pretty, so I already like it. But I don't really want to talk about this book since I don't know enough about it. I want to talk about three books I want to recommend to you all, and they're all trans books, so there you go. Relating back to the channel. So the first book is Beautiful Music for Ugly Children, and it's by Kristen Cron Mills. And so Beautiful Music for Ugly Children is, I believe, a fictional book, and it's about this trans teenager named Gabe, and he works at like a music station, and he has his own radio show, and pretty much the book is him. I don't know if anyone saw that really cheesy Disney movie called Radio Rebel, but it's pretty much like they copied this book, because the book is he starts this radio station and kind of encourages all these kids to do all these like wacky things, like build these crazy art installations around town based off of songs. And so there's that really cool element of the book, but the book talks about being in relationships as trans. It talks about he has like a friend who's this old man who just loves music, and so they always get along and play music together. And then there's like, it mentions trans violence and also just kind of growing up and situations you encounter being a trans person, and I really liked it. But I also didn't like that the book didn't solely like focus on his transition, and had so much interesting things going on with all his music. So yeah, that was a really good book. I read it as one of my Friday reading books, and I really loved it. And I almost cried at the end, which is weird because books don't usually make me that emotional, but I was glued to the book. Like, I'm not a big book reader, but no, I was glued to the book, and I was just like, I got to finish this. So that was a good book. Another one that I really loved, and this book is insanely important to me because if I hadn't read it, I could still be in the closet. Honestly, it like completely made me realize who I was. And that book is called Some Assembly Required, and it's by Aaron Andrews, and he has a YouTube channel still. I don't think he uploads anymore, but he was a pretty public figure for the trans community for a while because him and his girlfriend were both trans people, and you know, a bunch of media people just kind of picked up on it, like they do, like kind of how they do with Jazz Jennings almost. But the book is just about his life. That's it. He talks about every year of his life and his process with transitioning and how he found a bunch of resources through YouTube. What I really like about the book is a few things. First of all, it has in the end of it this like resource guide, and it talks about what to do if your kid is trans, how to deal with parents being a trans person, how to get on hormones. So it has a bunch of resources, but also, for me at least, the book was so insanely relatable. Like, there was even this little part where he talks about his experience going on the medicine Prozac, which is an antidepressant, and I was put on that medicine for a few months and it completely messed me up. And he talks about his side effects from going on it, and I had the exact same side effects, so even that was like a little thing I could relate to. As well as he talks about the people he watches on YouTube, like he talks about watching Skylar Kurgle and everything. I don't know, I really loved the book. And then he talks a lot about how the media was like influencing what was going on, because he was dating his girlfriend very in the public eye, and then they broke up, but they pretended to be together and like went on all these talk shows together, which is really funny because if you watch the talk shows back, you can clearly tell that they're broken up and like not happy with each other, but they're pretending to be a couple. Anyway, I loved that book. Yeah, it's called Some Assembly Required. The cover is really cool. It's like a bunch of kids' toys made into the title. I loved that. And the third book, which isn't like an actual reading, but it's really important, and I've been trying to make a master post video thing that has all these resources for LGBTQ plus people broken into segments like coming out and hormones and I don't know, groups and just everything you could possibly need. So I'm still working on that. I want to compile together just a huge list of resources for anyone needing them. But one of the resources I'm going to add is this book that my friend Sage showed to me, and it's the like trans health standards. So it tells you by law what kind of care you by law should be receiving as a trans person, what doctors are and aren't allowed to do, and things of that nature. I haven't gone too far into reading it, but it just seems like a really, really helpful source. It even there's one part I talked about something called minority stress, which is actually a stressor from being a minority. And apparently, because as I've learned, so small stressors are normal, but lots and lots of small stressors can lead to chronic stress, which can lead to many mental illnesses, which I'm not, a mental health expert, but that probably explains why there's so many queer people who have mental illness, because if you look at the statistics for amount of queer people that have mental illness, it's insanely high compared to the straight community, as well as the Black community and other people of color communities usually have higher rates of mental illnesses like depression. And I think that minority stress probably plays a pretty big part in that. I definitely experience it. I know I do. It's a little stress of trying to find the bathroom, or constantly getting scared that someone's gonna attack you, or just meeting anyone and not knowing how they're going to perceive you. All of that. I'm supposed to be talking about books. What am I doing? I'm trying to think of any other books that I've read, because like I said, I'm kind of low on reading books. But hey, if you have any recommendations for me, let me know, because my kind of book it can be fictional, but I like a certain character talking about their life. Maybe it's because I do YouTube and all I do is watch people talk about their lives, but I really like that. This might be a little cheesy, but it's YouTube related. I didn't finish it, but I started reading and I got halfway through In Real Life by Joey Graceffa, and that book was also pretty important to me because he talked about a lot of events in his life, and he also in part of the book provides advice on what to do. He talks about his mother and just a lot of things that I found really relatable. So yeah, that was actually better than I thought it was gonna be. I didn't really want to read YouTuber books, because I know a lot of times they're produced by like companies, and it just kind of feels weird that every single YouTuber is writing one. But I've so far enjoyed that book. Yeah, that's my video on books. Please let me know if you have any book recommendations on things I should talk about, and I could use some help coming up with topics for my personal channel. So me and Aiden are gonna probably film a video together soon. If you wanna leave us some video ideas or requests, let me know. Also, I hope you like my new blue and pink lighting. I'll talk more about that on my channel, because I'm probably gonna upload a video soon. Anyway, I love you, peoples. I hope to see some of you at the Philly Trans Health Conference that I'm going to. And yeah, that's it. I love you all of my transtastics. Anyway, okay, love y'all.